and I'm Onyeke Peculiar. So this is what we are going to be doing now. Yes. So we are going to be creating this flip-flop for women. Yes. It's a rectangle shape in front, so that's what we are going to try to create. Don't forget, a rectangle, one part is actually looking longer than the other one. So what we are going to be using for our rectangle, we're going to be using 6 centimeter, yes, and okay, let's say we are going to be using 6 by 4 centimeter. So let's take our ruler first. For you to, like, for your line to actually be accurate, what you will do first is to first of all draw a straight line. I think that will give you an easy way to be able to create what you're trying to do. So what I'll do is I'm just going to creating a straight line. Don't forget, I don't need all the lines. Yes, I don't need all the lines for what I'm doing. I'm just trying to create a straight line. Yes, so this is the straight line. What I'll do next is I'm going to be measuring my 6 centimeter. I can also decide to create a straight line here. If you don't want the straight line, then you can leave it. But then if you know you are not sure if the edge of what you are creating is actually straight, you just try to create a straight line at this point. Yes, so I created a straight line here, and I also created a straight line here. So what I'll do is I'll just try to measure from this part up. Yeah, from this part up, I told you we'll be needing 6 centimeters, so I'll just draw my 6 centimeter. That's one easy way to actually create what we are actually doing. So I'll draw my 6 centimeter. Here's where my 6 centimeter stops. And for this part, we said we are having 4 centimeter. So from this part, here's my 4 centimeter. This part also, here's my 4 centimeter. So please, when you are drawing yours, you need to be very careful. So let's say this is my 4 centimeter. I'll just try to draw a straight line where my 4 centimeter stop. Yes, so from this point, don't forget we said from here to this point we actually need 6 centimeter, and this is our 6 centimeter. So if this is our 6 centimeter and here is our 4 centimeter, from this point to this point is actually our 4 centimeter. What I'll do is I'll try to place this way and move it back a little and then draw my straight line. So what are we having here? We are actually having our 6 by 4 centimeter. So can you see that is actually an easy process? So from here to here is actually 4 centimeter, and from here to here is 4 centimeter. So I think we have gone one way out of what we are trying to draw. So what I'll do next is I'm going to be finding this part. Yes, the width from here to here, I'm going to be looking for it. The width from here to here also, that's what we are going to be doing next. So what I'll do is I'll just try to create my 1 centimeter from here. But first, let me try to trim this out. The reason I'm trimming it out is to be able to manage what I am trying to create here. So I'll just trim it out. I left a little excesses. That's because this cardboard is actually looking a lot more wider than what I need. So can you see here, I'm just going to be drawing my 1 centimeter at this point. Centimeter, I'll come here also and also draw my 1 centimeter. Yes, so can you see how I draw my 1 centimeter? Now I'm just going to be attaching this together, knowing fully well that this is actually 1 centimeter. So when you are drawing the line, you need to be very careful and make sure it is straight. Yes, this is my 1 centimeter. And at this point, I'll be measuring 1 centimeter also. Don't forget, we are actually going to be measuring 1 centimeter all around just to create what we have on the screen. Yes, so this is my 1 centimeter, and I'm just going to draw this down also. Okay, so can you see the way it's looking like? Now from this part also, don't forget we need 1 centimeter at this point and also at this point. So I'll do the same. Okay, so if you're just joining us, please don't forget to tell us where you're joining us from. Where are you watching us from? Yes, where are you watching us from? So tell me where are you watching us from? I hope you can see what we are doing on the screen. So draw this straight line down also, and I think this is making it a lot more easier for you to be able to trace what you're doing. Okay, so I think I am through with this. Yes, actually when you look at it, the lines are looking too much, but then I think this is the best and easy way to be able to create this pattern. So what I'll do is I'll just adjust this. I'm going to cut this out this way. Yes, and leave the middle part. You can decide to cut out the middle part and reattach a strap to it, but for mine I don't want to cut it out. I just want to attach a strap from this point. Yes, a longer strap from this point. I don't want to just cut out everything. So what I'll do, I'm just going to change this side. Okay, so now that I'm done trimming it, this is what we finally have. So if I want to create this middle part, what I'll do is, if I am going to be cutting out the whole excesses in this place, it means I can decide to just fold this way and just cut this part, then try to trim it out. But then I don't want to cut out everything. I just want a little part of it. So what I'll do is I'll just fold this part this way and just try to reduce it. Yes, so my scissors can be able to pass through it while I create the pattern I am trying to. Okay, so this is how I'm just going to be trimming this. I'll stop at this point and also try to trim this part, and this part also I'll be stopping at this point. So can you see that this can actually flip over? Yes, so what I'll do is I'm just going to be adding to this. I'm going to be adding to the length of this while I'm going to be trimming this out. Yes, so I'm just trying to trim this out. So you need to be very careful when you are trimming this out so that you don't alter the shape of what you're trying to create. So please carefully trim yours out. So can you see that I'm almost done? Yes, I just need a strap that will pass through this way, and also a strap that is going to be extending this way. So let's draw our strap. Let's go ahead to drawing our strap. The strap you'll be needing depending on the size you are actually trying to create. So but then don't forget that we had a straight line here before now, and for this part we measured from here to here. We actually measured 4 centimeter, and when we reduced 1 centimeter from here, from this part to this part is actually 1 centimeter, from here to here is 1 centimeter. It means 2 centimeter is actually out, which gives us 2 centimeter for the width of this. So let's try to check it and see. So can you see it? From this part to this part is actually 2 centimeters. So what I'll be doing, I'll be needing a strap of 2 centimeters just to extend this part of the pattern we are trying to create. So here's my 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. So I'll first of all, I'm going to be drawing this straight line down, and after I'm done drawing the straight line, yes, I hope you can see what I'm trying to do. After I'm done drawing the straight line, I want to reduce my pattern just a little. Yes, which is the part that is actually going into my last. Yes, the part that is actually going into my last, I just want to reduce it a little because this width will actually be looking too big to enter into my last, to enter in between my thumb. Yes, so I'm just going to reduce this part. What I will do is, let's say I'm going to try to measure 6 centimeter from this part down. I'm going to be measuring 6 centimeter. Yes, so I'm going to draw a straight line this way for my 6 centimeter and divide this into 2. So 2 divided by, when you divide 2 into 2 places, this is the middle point. So we're actually looking for the middle point, and then we are just going to take this down this way. We're bringing this down this way, and this part we're also bringing this part down this way. The reason I'm doing this, I just want this part to actually be a little smaller so it will be able to enter into my last properly instead of squeezing it all around. So I'm just going to be trimming this out. Yes, that's the perfect thing to do. I'll just trim this out before attaching it to my pattern. Yes, so when I get to this place, I'll just curve it this way, and I'm going to do the same to this part. I don't want the pen to be showing in this particular one I'm drawing, I'm cutting out, so I'll just try to trim out the pen. Yes, and this is how it looks like. So let me do same to this. So can you see how this part finally looks like? So let's try this on our last and see what we'll actually be having at the end of the day. So we said this part is actually entering into our last this way. Yes, this part is entering into our last this way, and don't forget we need an extra SSS that will go in to lay here properly. So can you see that we had extra that is going under, and this part, so can you see that this part is actually looking too long for what we need it for? Yes, so can you see that it's looking too long? So what we'll do is we'll try to reduce it to what you want. Yes, just try to reduce it to what you actually want, and then I'm just going to be placing this way. Can you see that this is perfectly fitting what I need it for? Yes, so I'll just attach this. The reason I didn't cut this out at first is because I want to be sure of my placement. Sometimes when you remove this first, while placing it, sometimes there might be a shift and then it is not placing properly. That's why I had to leave this part here just to be able to attach it at the proper point where I need it. So what I'll do is I'll just apply my contact adhesive just to be able to attach my strap to it. Okay, so while I will attach this and carefully wait for it to dry. Yes, while I'm waiting for it to dry. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to dry, so let's go over to the next one, which is the pattern that is coming in between this. So another thing we need to do is to measure what we are trying to create. So we said from this point down is actually 6 centimeters. Don't forget, from this point to this point is actually 6 centimeters. So when we remove 2 centimeters out of the 6 centimeters, is actually remaining 4 to give us what we need. So the strap that will be inside here is actually going to be 4 centimeters. So let's try to create a strap of 4 centimeters. Yes, we need a strap of 4 centimeters for what we are trying to create. So let me use part for my strap. Don't forget I said the first thing you should do is to create a straight line if you are not sure of what the pattern looks like. Yes, if you are not sure of this part, if this part is not straight, if you try to create it like that, you'll be having how will I call it, the lines will not be straight. So what I will do first is to create a straight line first, and then now I'm going to be trying to measure my 4 centimeter width. Yes, this is my 4 centimeter width, and for this part my 4 centimeter width here also. So what should I do next? I'm just going to be drawing a straight line down this way. Okay, so now I'm just going to be trimming this out. I'm going to be trimming it out. I don't want this pen to be showing on it, so I'll just trim inside the line. So this is one easy way to create a strap. Yes, and you see I've cut out this one just because I don't need the lines, and I'm also going to do the same thing to this one. And process to create this pattern without going through too much stress in creating it. Okay, so I'm just going to be cutting this out. Can you see our strap? Yes, this is how our strap finally looks like. Yes, and I think this is bonding properly already. Yes, So can you see? So what actually happened here is, okay, so this is our strap, and don't forget this is the tongue. This part is the one that is going inside our last. So what I will do is I'm going to bring in this out this way, yes, and this actually went like this, yes, it went in this way, yes, this first step, and it came out here. Now you're going to be allowing this go in this way. This is how to interlock it. I hope you understand how we are trying to interlock this. So okay, this is what we have. Yes, you understand it to this point, right? Okay, so if you understand it to this point, why not type yes, yes? Let's see how many of you understand it to this point. So but then this is where we are. Is I'll just try to insert this first. You allow it come out from here this way, so you have to be careful because you're using a paper. So after I've allowed it to come out this way, I'll take it up a little, yes, and now I'm going to allow it to go into this one this way. Don't forget you're using a paper, so you need to be very careful so that you don't destroy the pattern you are trying to create. So okay, so I'll just allow this my pattern. I'll just try to adjust it to allow it lay properly, and this is how we finally created what is on the screen. Can you see how beautiful this looks like? So for this part, you can see that this edge is just looking like it's just looking normal. So what I will do is I'll just try to create a curve attaching. I want to attach a curve to it, yes. So I know so many times we've talked about how to attach curve to our pattern, but this time around, okay, let's try to do it together. Yes, we're going to be doing it together. So we're going to be taking a round object like a cup shape to create what we are trying to do. Okay, my pattern is actually fitting it properly. That's why it's a little difficult for me to bring it out. So I don't alter the shape of what we have created. So I need a round object. Yes, so what I'm going to be doing, okay, this one I can't find a round object close to me. Okay, I think I found one already. Yes, so I'm going to be using the cover of a pen. Yes, I think you can find this just anywhere. You can find this anywhere around you. Yes, the pen you are using, you can actually use the cover. So I'm just going to be using this part, this round part, to create what I want. So I'll place it this way. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yes, so I'm just going to be zooming this a little for you to see. So let me start with this part. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see the way I placed it? Can you see that there's a little space here? So I'll just try to draw this curve this way. Yes, I hope you can see what we're trying to do. Can you see the curve we created? So that's what I'm going to be doing to all the parts of this pattern. Yes, just to create a curve at those points. So I'll do same to this part. And to this part also, yeah. So when creating yours, you can use what you have available. If you feel the cover of what you have, the round object you have, is actually looking too wide, yes, you can look for a smaller one. So what I'll do to it, let me bring it close to the screen so you can see it properly. What I'll do to it is I'll just follow it this way, follow the curve. Can you see that this part is actually looking different from this one? So let's see this together. Can you see what I'm looking at? Can you see how this side is curved? This side has a curve, while this one is still looking straight. So what I'll do to this one too is I'm going to follow the same procedure to actually create my curve around here. Yes, I have created another curve. Can you see it? Yes, can you see it? I think this is one very easy way to create a unique pattern. Yes, a unique edge, a unique curved edge in your pattern. Yes, this is one unique way to create it. So can you see how I've created this one? So what I'll do is I'm going to be trimming out this part also, and then this part. Can you see that we have finally added curves to our patterns? Yes, we have finally added curve to the pattern we are trying to create. Okay, my pattern fell down, so let me try to pick it up. So this is the straight strap and this is the rectangle strap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fixing this way. Don't forget to fix it before. So can you see it comes out this way and go in this way? So I told you before, you need to be very careful when you are creating your pattern. Number one is because you are using paper to create it or a cardboard to create it. If you are not very careful, you find out that it is actually tearing out. Yes, don't forget this part came out this way. Yes, it came out from this part, it didn't come out from the under. So this is how it's going to be laying on your foot. Can you see it? So in case you feel okay, it went towards this direction too much, you just hold this part or try to hold it here, hold it firmly please, and then try to adjust it. Yes, and this is how our pattern finally looks like. So I'll just try it on our last, and this is perfectly okay. Yes, so it depends on the width of the person's foot, and it determines the last you're actually using. That will determine if this pattern here is actually okay. Imagine if you are creating for a wider size, which is a bigger size, you won't be using this particular width of what I cut for my rectangle for what you are trying to create. So imagine you are creating for this size. Yes, can you see how big this size is looking? Yes, so I'm coming, let me take my camera up a little for you to see. Can you see the width of this last? Yes, can you see the width of this? You don't expect the same width to actually work for this. Yes, can you see it? You don't expect the same width. This needs a little more width, yes, to be added to this. But if you are creating for a smaller one, and then don't forget the length between here to this part is not actually the same when you are creating for this, because after you are done with it, okay, I'm just going to be holding this at this point and taking it inward. Can you see that there's no space for it to last inside? There's nothing entering inside. Can you see what is just entering inside? And you need more than this to create a pattern for this one. So when you are creating for a bigger a bigger foot, then you have to increase your pattern. Yes, you have to increase the length of your pattern, you have to increase the width of this. I think the width for this is actually okay, it can go for that size, but then the width for this is, the length for this one is actually way too small for what we are trying to create. So this is how this pattern finally looks like. Yes, please, if you have any question, yes, regarding what you did not understand about this pattern, why not, you can ask your question. Yes, and we'll give answers to all your questions. So you just try to adjust this to sit properly, and this is how this pattern finally looks like. Yes, so any of your question, please don't forget to drop it in the comment section. Yes, can you see how this finally looks like? Thanks for joining us today. Yes, and this is when we come to the end of creating this particular pattern. Yes, yes. So in case you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, yes, and don't forget to share, because sharing is caring. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you'll be notified each time we upload a new video, and this will help you to know when we upload a new video and when we have an important live section to create new patterns as time goes on. So thanks for joining us today, and don't forget I still remain Onyeke Peculiar. I'm going to see you next time. Bye.